Hey friends, welcome to my channel. So today I'm going to be sharing how I do my tea dyeing. This is all Dollar Tree items here. It's not, you don't necessarily have to use Dollar Tree, but that's what I use. It's super convenient for me. So here's the mason jar that I use, black tea, a cookie sheet. I use several of these. I have 6 of them. So you'll need 4 to 6 of those. And then I use these for my tea bath. They're half sheet cake pans. This one's really big because sometimes I'll tea dye larger pieces of paper. But if you're just going to be tea dyeing copy paper, you don't need to get one this big. So let me talk a little bit about the cookie sheets. So for a long time, for years as a matter of fact, I would air dry all of my papers. And through watching other people's videos, I heard people that tea dyed say they dried everything in the oven. And I was like, okay. And I'd never tried it before. And it's a game changer for me. And so the reason why I suggested that you have 4 to 6 of these. I have 3 racks in my oven, so I can fit 6 of these at a time. But if you only have 2 racks, then 4, that kind of thing. But anyway, I put my oven on the lowest setting, meaning 170 for me. And it takes not even 5 minutes for a piece of paper to dry in the oven. If you're not comfortable with that, let it air dry. I would either use these to dry them on, which I've done in the past, or the plastic cutting boards that you can get. Those are great for putting things on to dry and just set a few of them out on, a flat surface somewhere. But I wanted to let you know that that's my new way of doing it. It used to take days for me to do even, say 20 to 25 sheets of paper. It would take days, the rotations and the drying and all that. So using the oven has been a game changer. I make my tea bath is I fill my jar with water up to about the 750 milligram line, and I put about 10 to 15 bags in the jar and let it sit overnight. And it's the color that I prefer. If it's too dark for you, just add some water and it'll lighten it up a little bit. So one of the things that I learned in my travels is that if you want to preserve your tea, you want to put it in the refrigerator. It just lasts longer. If you let it sit out, it can get moldy or goopy or whatever. It isn't. I don't know. I don't recommend it. It's just not my preference. So if you do put it in the refrigerator, I am going to recommend that you label it tea dye, or somebody that doesn't, if you didn't explain to anybody in your home, they might try to drink it. And after it's had a few pieces of paper in it, I doubt if it would taste very good. Another thing is kind of a helpful hint that I want to share with you is that when you grab some of these, I would grab more than one. The reason is that if you're not right next to your sink, which when I tea dye, I'm in the next room in our dining room or our office. And so what I've found is that carrying something like this with tea or water or any liquid in it is not, it's really difficult to get it to the sink without spilling. So what I do, I'm not going to actually pour, but I am going to show you what I do when I'm doing this, just for safety's sake, is I will put my jar in another tray like this, and I'll carefully pour my tea into this jar. That way, whatever spills out, which it's going to, believe me, will go into this tray, and then I'll put this down, put the jar on top of that, and keep going back and forth until I get my tea back in my jar. Super important, because there's nothing like the frustration of having to clean up a huge mess when you're tea dyeing. So there's that. I want to show you a few of the things that I tea dye for my Dollar Tree project. So the first thing is, and when I say Dollar Tree project, I don't use this exclusively for my Dollar Tree journals. I use this all the time. This masking tape is just on, let me grab. I put it on cutting mats. There you go. Okay. I use these cutting mats for a lot of stuff. I use the heck out of them. but this is one of my favorite things. I'll put strips of masking tape across a piece of it. This one I cut down for some reason, but I'll put strips of masking tape and then I'll just put it in the tea bath, take it out, let it dry, and I have this great tape to decorate my journals with. And like I said, I use these in my Dollar Tree journals, but I also use it in all of my projects. So it's awesome to have around. Another thing is I cut them into smaller pieces so that I can have this on the go and take it wherever I want. I don't have to have that great big sheet with me everywhere. So I'll just stick those into a pocket. Like I said, I use the heck out of them. Now this one right here, I painted with white paint before I tea dyed it. I don't know if you can see that or not, but it does give it a different kind of look. So that's a suggestion. And once I use the tape up on those, I just set them aside and reuse them. This is some paper I tea dyed a couple of days ago, and I used the Dollar Tree copy paper, so before and after. And you'll notice, I hope I can show this to you, that the paper shrinks a little bit. Just a little bit, maybe 1/8 of an inch around the edges. And the shrinking of the paper strengthens it a little bit. And this paper is super thin. It is Dollar Tree paper. It's meant to be something that you can get a lot of for a low price. But if you tea dye them, you can kind of give it a little bit of extra strength, which I highly recommend. These are some tea dyed coin envelopes in different sizes that I did. I haven't used those yet. Tea dyed receipts. Those I always seem to be able to find. Tea dyeing their lined paper is a bit iffy because, as you can see, the lines will start to run and you'll lose your lines on those. But I can use that as decorative paper. A tea dyed coloring book page. Came out pretty cute. Just some paper. Index cards. Yeah. Other index cards. Yeah, the larger index cards. I tried to do this where it was tea dyed on one side and I kept my lines on the other. It was kind of iffy, but I tried. Some tags. Now, I'm pretty sure I got these from Dollar Tree a long time ago. I don't know if they have them anymore, but I could be wrong. I could be wrong about these, so... these are some dots. I'm pretty sure I may or may not have gotten these at the Dollar Tree, to be honest with you, but these I did. These are labels, adhesive labels that I got at the Dollar Tree. So I did those. More index cards. These I definitely got at the Dollar Tree. Not too sure about how these turned out, but they're kind of fun. Let's see, what else do we have in here? Oh, this is some parchment paper. Thought that would be fun. This is from a word search book, and yeah, it's okay. Here's some doilies. These are definitely Dollar Tree doilies. And more index cards. I need to do some organizing. Tags, they have those at the Dollar Tree for sure. Some clasp envelopes that I took the little metal fix-it thing right there. And just some kind of random pages, random papers that I use for collage. And this was from construction paper, their construction paper, and it did strengthen it a little bit, because when you get the paper, I did a little research. When you get the paper wet and then it dries again, it kind of pulls the fibers back in a little bit and strengthens them. So that's the reason why I do a lot of that, is because it strengthens some of the paper that might not be very strong. I thought I had a file folder in here, but I've used them all up. But I also will do file folders. Okay, so I'll be right back. So here is my jar of tea dye. As you can see, it's a bit on the dark side, but like I said, you can lighten it up a little bit if you care to. I am trying to go a little bit lighter on my tea dyeing because some things get a little dark. And also I wanted to share that you can keep your tea bags and use them in other projects. I stenciled this one years ago, and I didn't want to get rid of it because I thought it looked really cute. So I'll probably be using this in my current journal. Well, I hope that this video helped you a little bit to learn my process of using Dollar Tree items to do my tea dyeing. Thank you for watching. Have a great day. Bye.